This is a narration by Tales of Terror. The lion stopped at the threshold, beneath the pointed arch at the bottom of the stairs that led into the catacomb. Curze crouched atop one of the vacant sarcophagi opposite. Blue sparks flew, and the air split with a piercing screech as he drew a clawed finger along the rough stone. "Can you hear their confessions, brother?" the Night Haunter said quietly. He scratched the tomb once again, lips pursed with pleasure. "They lived for the darker powers, long before our righteous brother ever set foot in Macragge Civitas. Think, Lion of Caliban, what might have been had Rebute woken from his slumber in the highlands of Illyrium, rather than the forests around Hera's Fall. It might have been his hand, and not an assassin's, that cut down noble Konor." "You know a lot about Macragge's history." "The Illyrians told me much." Curze's lips twisted upwards in a disgusting, leering parody of a smile. "They were so happy to have a demigod delivered to them, setting right the balance weighed against them so many decades ago." "Most of them are dead now," said the lion. He took a step. The glow of the lion sword and the power field of his second blade better illuminated a semicircle of the chamber. He saw that every brick in the ceiling, walls and floor was inscribed with the same angular device. Curze noticed his gaze. "It's an old Illyrian word. Anorth." Curze shifted, slithering down to the floor, still hunched. "What does it mean?" The lion did not care, but the question occupied Curze as the Dark Angel took another step forward. "Many things. The end, the beginning, the heights and depths, the warp." Curze shrugged. "Disorder, anarchy, the unmaking of things and return to the womb. A complex concept for a nation of clueless barbarians, would you not agree?" "And because you used them as a shield, they are all dead. I have erased what was left of their culture. You tainted it." "How does that make you feel?" Curze ran a narrow tongue over his fangs, head cocking to one side. "What do you care?" The lion advanced another pace. He was level with the outer ring of the tombs, 20 meters from Curze. He knew there was no other way out of the chamber. "I like children. They are tasty." "You are broken." The lion felt deep disgust, sickened by what had become of his brother. "You were vile and twisted in Thramas, and perverse on Segualsa, but now you have sunk even lower." "Even psychopaths have emotions," Curze said, affecting a sad face, brow furrowed, lips downturned. "Then again, maybe not." He sprang onto a sarcophagus and used it to propel himself towards the ceiling. Incredibly, he skittered over the stones like a spider, finding purchase for a few meters until he twisted and dropped towards the lion. The Dark Angel crashed backwards into a sarcophagus, trying to avoid the attack. Claws left lacerations across his chest and right arm, the gouged ceramite splintering like bone. Curze's foot smashed into the lion's face as he bounded away, turning in midair to land cat-like at the bottom of the steps. The Night Haunter looked over his shoulder with a vicious grin and raised his left hand. Between his fingers was something odd. It was a red gauntlet, 2 spurs of broken bone jutting from the severed wrist. The lion guessed what it was immediately. Ascalon's hand?
A little tinkering with his terminus device.
The Night Haunter waved the hand with a smile and started up the stair. 3 steps later he stopped and looked back, brow furrowing with confusion. He waved the hand again, even more dramatically. "I told you that you were becoming predictable," said the Dark Angel, advancing with the lion sword held in front of him. "An enclosed space laced with explosives? You did that in the Chapel of Memorial, trying to bury me and Gilliman. And then how clever you must have felt, turning Ascalon's fail-safe device against him, destroying the entrance to the Lord Emperor's Hall and trapping the sanguinary guard outside. I can imagine how you chuckled long and hard. It was curious that Ascalon's arm was never found. Melter bombs went missing from one of my armory supply transports yesterday. Did you really think you could trick me again?"
What?
Should I speak more slowly? While you followed me to the peak, dogging my steps like an impotent shadow, my men disarmed the melter bombs you stole and planted here. The lion broke into a run. With an irritated hiss, Curze hurled the Blood Angel's hand at the primarch and sprinted up the stairwell. The lion followed a few meters behind, too close to allow his foe the chance to spin and attack. Curze turned left and right, navigating the corridors with ease, slipping around the corners and junctions like a wisp of smoke. They raced through rows of wooden chambers lined with cabinets and shelves, where centuries-old ink stains and flecks of paint still blotted lecterns and desks. The lion was more ponderous in his pursuit, crashing into the walls as he turned at speed, rebounding from ancient bricks with growls and snarls. They reached the steps leading up to the surface. The lion stopped, his boots sliding for a moment across the wet ash that had been blown down from above. Curze did not pause, and was halfway up the steps. A faint hiss sounded from the opening at the top of the stairs. Curze stumbled to a halt a moment before the hunter-killer missile smashed into the steps above him. Stone shards and shrapnel engulfed the Night Haunter as the blast wave tossed him against the wall. The stairwell rang in the aftermath, but not loud enough to mask the approaching roar of plasma jets. The lion also heard the thud of boots on the stones above. He caught a glimpse of the 3 fire raptors hovering over the open domework on the surface. "I brought some friends." The lion raised his blades, blocking the bottom of the stairs. "I never cared much for the necessities of drama." Curze's look of betrayal was almost comic. His shock quickly turned to anger. The lion had never seen the like, his brother's face becoming a mask of pure rage.
You maggots make me sick. I will be avenged. Darkness dwells within us all.